And we're back.
Hey, episode 5. There's so many Paranormal Activity movies, and we're still talking about them.
Before we started this reboot, I had no idea that there were 4, let alone 5 of them. But yeah, today's episode, Paranormal Activity 5, the marked ones.
Crazy. Insane.
Absolutely wild.
Okay, so the marked ones came out in 2014.
Okay.
And it is the first film. Houston Schulman kicked to the curb.
Yeah.
Dead in a ditch.
They worked their magic on 3.
Yeah.
4, kind of a mess. Kind of shitty.
Not good.
I guess Oren Pele, if he maintains creative control, gave them the boot.
Yeah, he said, listen, Eust, Schulman, your hacks and Catfish wasn't very good. And you're out of here. The writer, this is someone we haven't really brought up in this series yet. Christopher Landon is the writer for 2, 3, 4, and the marked ones. It's his first time directing in the series.
Well, he sucks.
Yeah, well, obviously not a good writer. But let me tell you something here. Okay, first off, this film is kind of a break from the series. It no longer follows characters sort of related to the Mika and Katie and their families and so on.
The Sloat Ray families.
The Sloat Ray family.
And whatever Katie's maiden name is.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Probably something demonic.
The Sloat Ray Foundation.
Like Katie Asmodeus.
Yeah.
Or like Katie Belial.
Yeah. So this film, different cast of characters, and it sort of takes the series out of like affluent white suburbia and has a cast of Latino characters. And this is what...
In Oxnard.
In Oxnard, yeah. And this is what the Wikipedia says.
Oh, boy.
Though the film is targeted to the Latino market, most of its dialogue is not in Spanish. Christopher Landon, who wrote the screenplay for 2007's Disturbia, great movie, as well as the 3 Paranormal Activity sequels, was announced to write and direct the project, which has been described as a cousin or essay to the series, as opposed to a direct sequel, prequel, or reboot. No. I thought that was really funny.
Is that like from their official like press release or something?
I don't know. It's on the Wikipedia page under development and writing. So
maybe that's just someone taking
it
poetic
might be somebody
liberties.
doing. But you can't imagine him saying that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so to establish, Christopher Landon is a white guy.
Must be.
I checked.
Okay.
I did the full genealogy Ancestry.com report.
23andMe.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I looked at a picture of him, and as far as I can tell, he's a white guy, and he is writing. First off, I should say it's a huge relief to like not be in this chronology and have these characters that are in 2, 3, 4, etc. So at first, it's a huge relief that, for me anyway, that we're like doing something different, right? And then, unfortunately, you quickly realize it's a Paranormal Activity movie, right?
They got to tie it back somehow.
They got to tie it back, and like it's all fundamentally pretty much the same stuff, right?
They do drop the night 1, night 2.
Yes,
night 3.
They don't have that format anymore.
It's all just found footage, and it's all just video recorder.
There's
no kooky Connect or laptops.
Yeah, there's no
drones.
gimmick. There's no formal gimmick really in this. It's just like a video camera that I guess Jesse, the main character, gets for his graduation.
Well, he
Is that it, or?
he you got to pay better attention.
Sorry,
to these things.
I'm sorry. I was too busy reading the Wikipedia page that describes this film as a cousin, or if you will, essay.
No, you were doing a background check on Christopher Landon.
Yeah, I was making sure he was white so that I could critique him as a fellow white person.
Well, yeah.
No, I don't know. Whatever.
It opens at Jesse, the main character's graduation.
Yes.
And someone's filming there, and there's like a little moment where he's like, "Oh, cool camera."
Yeah.
And he goes to his local pawn shop and buys his own camera. It's a really funny moment where he's talking to the pawnbroker, and he's like, "I want this one," and he's like, "Oh, it's cost this much." He's like, "Oh, that's too much." So he puts it back in the pawn case. That's not the word for it, but
sure,
whatever.
The pawn case. Yeah.
Pawn case. And he puts it back, and it's still filming. And it catches like a bit of footage of him haggling with the pawnbroker. And it's just like one of those moments where it's like people in these movies act so stupidly around cameras. You know what I mean? They never turn them off. They're like always recording. They cut at stupid times. I'm glad they kept that up.
It's funny.
But for like
always be filming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could just picture Alec Baldwin yelling that at them.
What are we talking about? We're talking about Paranormal Activity.
Yeah. So Alec Baldwin. No.
Yeah.
Can
you imagine this film came out, and it might be hard for listeners today to understand this, but this film came out before Alec Baldwin had killed anyone
that we know of.
That we know, as far as we know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Did you ever hear about that thing about his wife, Hilaria Baldwin?
Yes. Yeah. Wait, about how her name is Hillary and she put Hilaria
to be from Spain?
Exactly. Yeah, she speaks in kind of an effective
fucking
Spanish
bizarre,
accent.
yeah. And there's like a great...
That's funny.
Her on like a talk show or something where they're cooking... And she's like, "How do you call this?" And she's like pointing to a cucumber, and she pronounces it really stupidly, like she's never heard the English word for cucumber before.
Right, despite not being actually from Spain.
No, if you do like a background check on her, she was like born in like Massachusetts, and like went to school there till she was like in high school, and then maybe lived in Spain for like a couple of years.
Right.
She's insane.
Yeah.
And then there's interviews with Alec Baldwin, and he's like, "Well, my wife, she's from Spain, so they talk with their hands." He says something like that, and it's just really fucking bizarre. What a bizarre life that man has.
I don't know. I hope that one day, because he's got a podcast, right?
He does?
I believe so. I think he does.
Baldwin-cast.
Baldwin, yeah. There were a while back, like post the awful on-set incident where he
murdered someone,
shot somebody. I don't know if it was for his podcast, but he interviewed Woody Allen, of all people, who he has collaborated with in his
Blue Jasmine.
Yeah, and since, right?
Oh,
I think he's been in a couple. Well, not like not the Woody Allen movies that are coming out now, where it's like you can't really get Alec Baldwin anymore, so you got to get Wallace Shawn.
Right.
Yeah. But he had him on for this really bizarre interview, and like Woody's like connection kept getting interrupted, and he's an old man and he doesn't know technology, and so he's like is it connected, like somebody come help, like, I think it got Alec, Alec, are you there? That last bit, when I said "Are you there?" that really sounded like him.
No,
I don't have a great Woody Allen, but when you say "Alec, are you there?"
No, that is good.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look up that interview.
Yeah.
It sounds awful.
And just in case anyone's wondering, Alex and I think we both agree Woody Allen is a great filmmaker and a great man with excellent politics and a clean bill of health. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. When he dies, it's going to just be a great day online, I think, for everybody.
It's going to be interesting.
It's
one way
be
or the other.
Yeah.
I had a book of like his short stories when I was in high school, and I think it's a rare thing to read a book that makes you laugh out loud just from reading it.
Yeah.
But it did. And I was like, oh, shit.
Well, if we're going to be sincere for a minute, I mean, of course, I had a big Woody Allen phase and liked a lot of his movies. And I think also for a period in my early 20s, I actually, I was talking like this, and I had the like rimmed glasses, and I was like, we can't go into the movie now. It's already 10 minutes late. And I can't start a movie with that whole thing. And people used to call me Woody, and I married my stepdaughter,
that old song and dance.
Yeah. Anyway,
it was a dark time in your life. I'm
over that now, and I've grown up as a person, and now I think like any good Woody Allen fan, any true Woody Allen fan, you know what you have to do now is like if you watch one of his movies now, knowing all the awful things he's done, you watch the movie, you feel bad about it. Maybe you post on Letterboxd, maybe you just skip that one, right?
Yeah.
And then you flagellate yourself for doing it, and then you go online and say, "Oh, I watched a Woody Allen movie. Like I hate myself."
Yeah. Donate to a charity if you're
exactly.
so inclined.
Yeah.
But
that's the only way.
Jesse gets this video camera from his pawnbroker.
Oh yeah, Paranormal Activity, the marked ones.
The marked ones.
Yeah, directed by Woody Allen.
The marked ones.
Yeah.
You can cut that out.
Yeah. God damn it. God damn it. All right.
You're going to tell me that Christopher Landon wasn't thinking that the whole time?
Well, yeah, Christopher Landon does seem to have like a couple of there are a couple of jokes that his like young Latino characters make that very much sound like they are coming out of the mouth of like a 40-something-year-old like Hollywood white guy.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. At one point, they're like going to investigate this murder, and they're like Sherlock Holmes, et cetera, and it's like.
Yeah, strange film, strange man.
Strange man. I will say this movie is compared to 4, and in particular 2, aka Normal Activity. It is filled with incident. Like a lot more stuff happens, a lot more ghostly stuff happens. But does it make it any better?
Yeah, that's the question, I suppose.
Yeah.
Question of the day.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The answer is no. Not only it is better than 4, but 4 for me at least 4 and 2 were kind of the nadir so far.
I think we had more fun watching it, like in the same way that you might watch like an old schlocky horror film and have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
Which was a feeling, feeling of fun was totally absent from 2.
Yes.
Absent from 4. 3 had its moments.
3 has its moments, yeah.
But it's more just like this guy Jesse filming this found footage horror film, just a classic found footage horror film. But instead of, like you mentioned, being an affluent white person, he is a Latin boy from Oxnard who lives in an apartment complex, like one of those classic kind of 2-story apartment complexes. And the movie opens, his downstairs neighbor is a older woman named Anna. She's kind of spooky.
Yeah, she's got spooky, witchy kind of coven-y vibes.
Yeah, everyone in the complex kind of thinks she's a witch.
Yeah,
they get like a little boy to knock on her door and call bruja out to her, which is Spanish for witch.
Oh yeah,
I think. But I don't know. Like it just it is what it is. Like they start spying on her. Well, first of all, like they establish that the Jesse and his friend Hector are really getting into filmography.
Yes.
We mentioned before some of the transitions in these movies felt very Jackass.
Yes, especially in the first one, right? Where it does a quick fade out, fade to black, and fade back in, right?
Yeah, and you expect like Bam to be there. And it's like, we're going to play a prank on my mom, or I'm going to dress up as a ghost and beat up my dad.
We attached a demon to my mom. She's so fucked right now.
Ape and Phil.
Yeah.
Just being terrorized.
I love those two. I mean, I love Bam's parents.
I hope Bam's okay.
I hope Bam's okay too. Bam, if you're listening, we want nothing but the best for you.
Yeah, and if you want to be on the pod.
Bam, if you want to be on the podcast, that'd be great. Yeah.
Love to have you.
Yeah. That also goes for Alec Baldwin. You want to be in the pod? Yeah. And Woody, you can be on the pod, right?
Yeah. We're not going to say no.
Anyway.
So there's something spooky about Anna. There's something about Mary. Well, there's something scary about Anna.
There's really something about Anna. And she ends up getting murdered. Yeah, and the police are at the complex, and Oscar, who's another one of the guys they went to school with.
He was the valedictorian.
He was the valedictorian, right? He's seen running from the scene, and is the suspect in the murder. Yeah.
So these two young boys, they love filmography. They're filming stunts and stuff. It's a very Jackass moment where they're in his friend Hector is in a laundry basket going down the stairs, and this is really funny aftermath where it's like he kind of comes out. It goes way better than it could have. But he has a scrape on his knee and his elbow, and he's making like a big scene about that. He's like, "Oh, I got a boo-boo," and he's like showing it's like, "Come on, Hector, pull yourself together."
The kind of fun thing about this movie, if there's a fun thing, is that like Jesse and Hector and their other friend, whose name I don't remember,
the female,
their other friend is a woman.
I don't remember her name either. I don't know if they ever say it.
I don't know. I mean, they must at one point. Yeah. But, they feel like actual friends, and they have a good rapport, and they're not funny. They're funny, and they're kind of doing jokes and pulling pranks on each other and stuff, and that adds kind of a fun sort of like dimension to the thing, because any other relations in the other movies, it's typically as we've very well established. Deadbeat dad and mom, and one of them or both of them don't really believe in what's going on. Creepy little weird kid in Paranormal Activity 4, or boyfriend and girlfriend, where the boyfriend is pressuring the girlfriend into filming sex.
Yeah. There's nothing like that between Hector and Jesse. Though
no, they're buddies.
Would have been funny and welcome if there was.
Sure.
A bit of a twist.
Yeah.
But they're going around, they're filming their stuff. At one early scene, they stick a GoPro down like the vent, and
this is before Anna's murdered.
Yeah, they spy on Anna, and there's there's a naked woman in Anna's apartment.
Yeah,
and Anna kind of comes up, and she's naked too, and like paints on her the symbol that's in all the movies, the one that marks you. The
triangle and the circle within it.
It's one line away from being the Deathly Hallows symbol, which makes me
cool.
Well, there's a scene where I'm getting ahead of myself.
Not cool, but cool.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Harry Potter,
cool. Yeah. Daniel Radcliffe, if you're listening, would love to have you on the pod.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe, I think is cool, and I would love to have him on the pod. Yeah, definitely.
I'd have a pint with Daniel.
Yeah, good. That's what he sounds like, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Chip, 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 pip, pip, chip, cheerio. I'm Harry Potter.
I was
the
boy who lived.
Yeah, and I think he's had like a pretty cool career after that. At least he's like doing kind of weirder stuff.
He's
right?
He's
trying. And I think he's not a bad actor, right? So,
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're spying on Anna. And there's this really good scene where, they've got the GoPro down the vent, and they're just freaking out that there's a naked lady there.
Yeah, and it's like a beautiful young woman with big breasts, and they're like, oh, like, dude. the actor's like, I'm going to come. And then Anna walks in, and she's like an older woman, and, larger, and like, not the kind of the opposite of this like young woman, and their reaction to it. And this is such a big thing in horror too, especially in the Ari Aster movies. Is there's like ew, like a naked old lady.
Yeah,
that's freaky. That's disgusting. And he's like, I think he actually says, I'm losing my boner.
He totally does.
I lost my boner.
He totally does. And they're freaking out. When they're freaking out, he literally says, she's got big old titties or something like that. And I was like, oh my God.
It's so funny. Well, I mean, I guess they're like horny, like 18-year-olds or whatever, right?
You know what?
It's not like us. We're not horny. We're men. We're adults, right?
We're horny men.
We're horny adult men. Who are sad.
Yeah.
We're not like young and think we don't have the whole world ahead of us and the world's our oyster and all that other junk. Like,
no.
It's over for us, right?
Horniness and desire makes me depressed.
Yeah.
Honestly, every time I...
Yeah, it's a curse. It's a curse, and you have to take care of it yourself, or you have to go. You have to enter the world of dating, which is just a complete nightmare. You know, I know you have a partner.
Well, you can just enter the world of sex work.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. I didn't think about that. Hey, I didn't. You know what? You could. That's really interesting.
But it's a great little, like, almost like American Pie-esque scene.
It's very American Pie. Yeah, filming naked women without their consent is very American Pie.
But
yes,
he's like,
classically,
swinging the camera back from like the TV where they're monitoring the GoPro with this naked woman to like Hector, who's like sticking the GoPro down. It's a humorous little scene. And as like obnoxious as teen boys can be, I do think that they are a more entertaining and engaging screen presence than possibly any Paranormal Activity protagonists since the original Mika and Katie.
I would agree. I think they're the they are the most fun, and they just, despite some of the deficiencies in Christopher Landon's script and some of the kind of cringier stuff, like they feel like actual characters, and the actors are good. Like
they do the best that they can.
They do the best they can, and it's not bad.
It was something that was hinted at in Paranormal Activity 2 with the nanny character, but Christopher Landon believes that elderly Mexican abuelitas. No, that's not the word. The Mexican word for grandma.
Abuela?
Abuela, yeah. No, abuelita.
Abuelita.
That's it, abuelitas.
I don't speak Spanish, I'm sorry.
They're in tune with the spiritual realm because there's, in the apartment that Jesse lives in, he's got his grandma who is, again, very in tune with the spirit realm. And then at one point they see like an elderly shaman-esque figure and stuff. Mm-hmm. I feel like I know what Christopher Landon. I feel like I know something about him from these movies. You know what I mean? Like
that he's a hack.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Christopher Landon, if you're listening, we'd love to have you.
We'd love to have you on the pod.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Big
have
fan.
You on the pod.
Big fans.
Huge fan. Disturbia. It's really bad. I don't like it.
That's with Shia LaBeouf.
It's the Shia LaBeouf. Yeah.
And
I'd love to have you in the pod.
We'd love it.
Yeah.
But they spy on Anna. The whole incident occurs where they see Oscar the valedictorian run from her place. Turns out she's dead.
Yep.
And I don't really remember what happens, but I think
that's no problem because I have the Wikipedia page right here for the movie we watched minutes ago. They go back to her apartment. They go back to her apartment. They're doing the Sherlock Holmes thing, and they find a variety of black magic items, VHS tapes, including a tape that says like Mika and Christy and Katie. Right?
Yes,
and a journal of spells, and they take the journal out of the apartment, out of the crime scene. Yeah. The crime scene that looks like the police have not at all combed through anything or looked at anything, and in that journal, there's spells that open doorways to unholy places, right?
Right.
And they go to a church and do this ritual, and after that ritual, like where nothing really seems to happen, right?
Well, they hear stuff.
They hear stuff. Yeah.
They actually go to like the first of all, church at night. What are you thinking?
Terrifying.
But they follow the noises to the bathrooms, and the demons actually hold up in a stall. Mm-hmm. Just let this demon shit in peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very rude.
They're like sticking a light under the door, and then the demon like shakes the door, and it's like, yeah, he's just trying to pinch out a loaf.
Yeah, right. Jesse ends up getting a mysterious bite on his arm.
The demon biter.
The demon biter is back. Demon Biter 2.
I don't think he ever left. Yeah. Bite harder.
Bite harder. Yeah. And so after this demon bite, there's this fun little like
it's
montage.
Almost like Chronicle.
Yeah, I haven't seen Chronicle actually. I missed it when it came out, and now I feel like I can't go back. It's like it feels like really like not even just the Max Landis. If you want to be on the pod, fuck you. You're not allowed. We'll hem and haw about Woody Allen. Max Landis, get fucked. If you're ever listening to this, you never will, but I hate you. And I also, you know what? I'm not crazy about your dad either. I sat next to John Landis once at a movie, and I was like, it took all my willpower not to just lean over to him and be like, you should be in jail. You should rot in jail, you motherfucker.
What movie was it?
It was at TIFF, and he and Jesse Wente, who worked there at the time, were introducing Jason and the Argonauts.
Okay.
And it was a great movie. And John Landis kind of gave an extended sort of talk about its influence and the special effects and all this other sort of stuff.
Right.
And I just kind of happened to be sitting at this 2 seats that were like reserved. I don't even know if they had like the reserve thing on them. Maybe they did. And so I was sitting next to Jesse Wente and John Landis, and they were politely whispering to each other about certain things in John Landis. And I was kind of like watching the movie and watching him a little bit. And I'm not going to confront him about anything, but I was thinking about it. I was kind of like, you know, I don't really like a lot of his movies, but
Blues Brothers was good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in so long. It is probably good.
Yeah, I remember it.
An American Werewolf in London is a long time favorite. I love that movie, and I watch it a lot. And I don't know, you know, it's really good to get a lifetime pass for that, so you can cause all sorts of accidents and be a very bad man who is one of the luckiest people in Hollywood for not going to jail for the rest of his life.
Seriously, this is kind of like the theme of the episode is. Lucky people in Hollywood who have ruined lives or ended them.
Yeah, that's what we're here to talk about.
And who are living scot-free.
My God.
But yeah, when they're doing that ritual in the church, they mark out that symbol, the triangle with the circle, in duct tape. And I was just like really hoping that they would like summon Voldemort or something like that, or like Ray Fiennes as Voldemort, and he'd be like, Harry.
Yeah, Harry Potter reference.
Another one. Well,
cool.
Yeah, Daniel.
Damn Daniel, come on the show. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Obviously, talking about the wretched Landis clan. Yeah. Just scum of the earth. It is like Chronicle. There's sequences where basically he has like superpowers. He has the ghost powers. He can fall and the ghost will catch him. He can blow up an air mattress in one breath. That's kind of a funny way of showing that.
Well, it's weird. It's like there are things like where he does like a trust exercise type thing, and the ghost kind of catches him. So if it's like the ghost is around him or outside of him, but then he does other things like blow up an air mattress, and it's like the ghost is inside him.
Inside of him, yeah. I don't know.
So it's strange, but you know, it's a ghost. It does whatever the fuck it wants to do. It's a demon.
Rules. Yeah,
absolutely not.
Anyway, they're like excited about this, and they're having a good time. They go to a party and they pick up some chicks, right? And and they're like, dude, at first it's like, oh, these guys are dorks, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it's the ghost. Maybe it's that ghost confidence, you know?
He did some sort of ghost magic for them.
Yeah. And they were really impressed.
Well, remember when pickup artists were a thing? Like it was kind of
They're still a thing. I'm going to pickup conference tomorrow.
Oh, let me know any tips and tricks.
Yeah,
but I remember
I'm all about the game. Yeah.
But a big thing that they would like recommend was doing magic.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's so funny. Right? Of course.
Going into a club and like doing sleight of hand magic to talk to women.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
And simultaneously, bouncers across the country were warned: if anybody comes in and has a deck of cards, it brings a deck of cards into the club, kick them out.
Yeah.
Like they are not good people.
A top hat.
Yeah, and a little cane and a cape. Right.
Yeah. But
when somebody comes up, this doesn't happen very often, but when somebody comes up to me and says, do you want to see a magic trick? The answer will never be yes.
Yeah.
Stop doing it. Listeners, stop sending me junior magic kits in the mail. I don't want them.
Divert those to me.
Alex wants those.
Send the box of dead mice to Ben.
Yes.
And the magic trick kit to me. I was in Miami for a bachelor party, and we went to this stupidly expensive restaurant bar that we didn't realize it was going to be as expensive as it was until we got there, when like one drink was like $20 and we were like, okay, $20
American.
Yikes. So we
it's
could
like
not
$50, man.
I know.
Yeah.
We literally sat down and we were like, we can't eat here. I think like 4 of the like 12 people got an appetizer.
Wow.
I think I got ordered crab cakes, and it was 2 crab cakes, and that was very expensive. But it was a really weird, surreal place, because it was like part bump and club, part like really hoity-toity restaurant, and then this super priced bar. But then a magician came up to us and was like, hey, can you want to see a magic trick? And he saw me turn to my friend to the bachelor, and I was just going no. I was like mouthing no and like doing the like hand across the neck, like send him away and stuff. And I think he saw me doing that, and like he didn't even wait for an answer and just kind of left.
Yeah.
And I felt bad, but also I didn't feel bad at all. And like we dodged a horrible magic bullet.
Don't feel bad.
No.
Yeah. Magicians, if you train to be a magician, you have to learn to take that rejection, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also, no doubt you would have expected like a crazy tip or something, and just I also just didn't want to see magic. I don't know.
If you pay me, I'll watch your magic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you give me $5, I'll watch whatever you want. You can do whatever you want in front of me. You can't do anything to me, but if you give me a $5 bill, Canadian, American, Australian, whatever, it doesn't matter the currency, I will watch whatever you want to do with whatever you've got, as long as you don't touch me or interfere with me. And that's a promise. Listeners,
you hear that, Louis C.K.?
Oh, no.
You found your...
No. What an awful mistake. Okay, it's not what I meant. Yeah. I was talking about magic. That is not a magic trick.
Sorry.
Jerking off in front of people is not a magic trick.
Unless you do something cool with it.
No, never.
What if you come a dove?
Okay. If you do that, that's at the very least something I've never seen before.
That's what I thought. But I kind of regret saying no to that magician, because this was in Miami. Like maybe he would have turned a dove into a bag of cocaine.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, probably not,
no,
right? But yeah. Magician from Miami, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the pod.
No.
You can't
Shut
see.
up.
Alex is doing the hand across the neck motion. Yeah.
He'll be here.
Okay. Anyway, he does some close-up magic. He does some David Blaine sticking a skewer through his hand or whatever he does. That's the stupidest fucking thing, where he's like, hey man, check this out, man, and he just skewers himself. Oh man,
I haven't seen him do that.
Oh, it's the best. He does it for Ricky Gervais, right? Ricky, if you want to be in the pod, you're also not allowed to come in the pod. You suck. I love The Office and whatever.
Extras is really
Extras is good too, but no.
David Blaine, though, if you're listening.
David Blaine, come in the pod.
Love to have you on the pod.
Can't do any magic though.
I think he should do magic, and just nobody can know what he's doing.
That would be really good.
You just hear us going, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Oh, that was so cool.
Silent magic.
Yeah, that's good.
That'd be great. He does it for Ricky, and Ricky's like, "Oh, what? Oh, you're mental. Oh no, oh you can't do that." Whatever. And he's like, "It's so great." He's like, "Yeah." Anyway, okay, we're off track.
No.
That's okay though.
They pull 2 beautiful women at this party.
Yeah, but you live with your grandma. Your grandma's in the living room. You can't sneak in the beautiful babes when your grandma's there, right?
And there is a line where he's like, "Hector, let's take them to yours," and he's like, "No way, man! I live with like 50 people."
Yeah. So what do? They make a brilliant decision, and they go to the murder apartment.
Yeah, Anna's apartment.
Anna's murder apartment.
Freshly murdered Anna's apartment.
So the girl that's with Jesse is really into him, and they take the camera, and here we go. It comes back again, but this time she is like knows the camera's there, and like is kind of sets it up, and then says to Jesse like, "I want you to fuck me as hard as you can." And we were like, "Whoa,
that's
like, okay, like that's a quote. That's what she says." And Yeah, so for the first time,
we're like, finally.
Someone is actually like, yes, we both want to do this, and we're actually going to film it. But of course, something ghostly is going to get in the way.
We busted out the bottle of champagne. We had flutes and everything.
Yeah,
we were like
balloons.
ready.
Yeah.
So excited. And he's like...
He leaves... Does he leave to get a condom, or does he just leave to investigate something?
I'm not sure. He leaves the scene for a moment.
It doesn't say here. But anyway, he leaves the scene, and she's kind of like, she's obviously frustrated. And it's like, okay, like, why won't anyone fuck me?
Yeah, I'm a beautiful, half-dressed.
Yeah, and he's just, she's sitting there, and she notices, she hears some noises coming, and she notices there's this little, like, metal chain string coming out from the floor, and she pulls it, and it opens a trap door. And then a hand comes up and grabs her, and it turns out it's Oscar. He's been hiding there the whole time, or part of the time.
He comes and goes. He's a latchkey kid. Yeah.
And he runs away. She's freaked out. Nobody gets to have sex.
Especially us.
Jesse's, he confronts Jesse, and his eyes are all black, and he's all messed up, and he's like, there's something inside us, and it's taking us over. And like, look, I have also been bitten by the demon biter.
Yeah. And there's something like moving under his skin.
Yeah, there's all sorts of little like shitty CGIs.
Yeah, it is
whatever. Anyway, he chases him out of the apartment complex, and then suddenly Oscar jumps off of the church roof and hits a car and dies. Because he says the only way to stop what's inside of us is to kill yourself. And he's like, you should kill yourself, Jesse, right? Yeah. Creepy. Good movie.
Cut to credits.
Yeah.
Written and directed by...
Landon. Christopher Landon.
Sounds suspiciously like Landis.
Yeah. Oh.
We're on to you.
All Landis is banned from appearing on the show. John, I don't know, John, maybe if you want to come on. But no, I'm sticking to my guns. No Landis. This is a no Landis zone.
We've drawn the line in the sand.
Yeah.
But after that, things get spookier.
Yes.
And Jesse starts turning.
Yeah. They see what's down in the trap door, and it's again like photos of Jesse as a kid, and Jesse and his mom, and Anna the witch is there.
Yeah.
And like photos of Oscar, and like, we don't need to tell you, they're the marked ones, right? Yeah. They've been marked. Don't get marked.
Don't get marky marked.
Don't get marky marked. That's a callback. Yeah. I guess also like when he's running through, he sees those two girls, right? Like remember? He's like running through the cellophane in the basement.
Oh yeah.
And it's supposed to be the young Katie and Christy.
Oh.
It says here on the Wikipedia.
Oh, weird. Okay, yeah. It's a very shiny moment.
Paranormal Activity explained.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is our new podcast.
This is really deep lore. Like the average person could not parse through this, so we're here to make it easier for you.
Yeah, we're telling you.
But yeah, he's running through this basement, and he sees like two creepy girls, and it's very shining.
Yeah.
And I guess it was meant to be a young Katie and Christy, which makes even less sense in terms of how all this stupid shit works.
Yeah,
but whatever. He sees them. It's fine. It's fine.
And then
moving on.
They get some information like about the worldwide coven of witches called the Midwives.
Yeah,
right?
because what's her name comes back. The daughter.
Yes,
from
Allie Ray.
Allie Ray.
Yes.
The poor girl who went to like summer camp for a week and came home in Paranormal Activity 2 to find her family slaughtered. They see her number on Oscar's brother's, like Oscar's brother is ostensibly a gang member, and he kind of has like a press board of all this. He's kind of like obsessed with this conspiracy, and they find her number pinned on the wall, and they look her up and find out that something similar happened to her. And she shows up for a lovely bit of exposition.
Yes.
But we finally get a name for this coven. They're called the Midwives.
Terrifying.
Ooh.
Oh.
And their whole shtick is, I guess, marking children and then kidnapping children, and then they're vessels for like demons, and it's like they're basically just like a demon like adoption service where they're finding like host bodies for demons. It's like,
yes, and it turns like, the earlier movies maybe more about the demon being the financial crisis,
right? Yeah,
and now it's the perils of adoption. I
like this metaphor.
Yeah,
I
right?
like it a lot.
And
this is a good reading.
Yeah, like adoption obviously is a necessary thing in society. No, we're getting into it. But this movie has a hardline stance. Adoption, it's evil.
Yeah.
You can't guarantee that your kid is not going to be adopted by witches, right?
That's true. That's actually like it's a very shitty message for this film to kind of, because all these kids, like, what was his name? Wyatt.
Yes.
Wyatt.
Yeah. Wyatt.
He was adopted.
Yes.
Robbie probably adopted.
Definitely. No parent wouldn't want Robbie around. Robbie is
a bad kid.
That is a terrible kid.
But yeah, it's like they just kind of paint adopted kids out to be literal demons.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, in real life, adoption agencies have a lot of problems, and adoption itself, in more of an abstract sense, can be a very perilous sort of thing, and like, I guess also. Well, there's all sorts of problems. We don't need to get into it right now. This is not a
social
cast.
work.
Yeah, the social worker hour.
We're here to talk about evil, spooky, demon adopted children who should be burned.
And Jesse, at this point, like you're saying, he's basically like 75-80% demon. He pushes his grandma down the stairs and kills her, right?
Yeah, after she, being in tune with the spiritual world, they reach out to a shaman, and he gives her like an exorcism kit, I guess. And he starts also like just acting like a real douchebag.
Yeah,
like he picks a fight in like a grocery store, and and then at one point
he's mean to his friend.
Yeah, he's really mean to Hector, and at one point they go into his room, and he's torturing his dog essentially by like levitating it up to the ceiling, and it's just kind of like trapped on the ceiling.
His dog. Yeah.
And they're like, "Stop doing that to the dog."
Yeah, hey man.
And it's just really weird. It's like why not reach out to anyone, to literally anyone, to anyone on the planet? You show them footage of a fucking dog levitating on the ceiling that your demon friend is doing. I don't know, like,
it's animal abuse is what it is. I'm willing to call it out.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you shouldn't do that. I don't care. Listen, I don't care if you're possessed or if you're a demon. There's no excuse to be cruel to animals.
That's true.
Unless, of course, we're talking about factory farming delicious Big Macs and chicken tendies and the like,
I'm not going to stop eating that.
There's nothing wrong with that. No. And you know what? Just like consume it. Don't think about it. Don't look at the footage that activists and Joaquin Phoenix types are trying to feed you this lie that they're uncomfortable. Just don't think about it. The more you look into it,
they like it.
Yeah,
they like being overcrowded.
It's good to eat meat. It's morally right to have. Sorry, this is stupid. All I'm saying is it's morally correct to eat animals and to do it in the most disgusting capitalist consumerist way possible.
Yeah.
Yum. This episode is sponsored by Arby's.
But yeah, Jesse kind of becomes a dick. His family tries to do something about it. He kills his grandma.
Yeah, or I mean, it says there's certain things that I don't know. Maybe I'm not paying enough attention, but it's like she's taken to the hospital, so maybe she's okay.
Oh yeah, definitely, she'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
She's like 90 years old and got pushed downstairs and was like bleeding out of the head,
out of the face. Yeah,
she'll be okay.
She'll be fine.
No abuelitas were harmed in the making of the marked ones.
Yeah. Anyway, this ends sort of in a very similar way to a lot of the other ones where they go to the house with all the witches in it.
Yeah, they somehow, come across more exposition where they're like, the last part of the ritual, they're going to take them to this house and do the last part of the ritual. So they recruit Oscar's brother and his friend, who are certainly gang affiliated. They go to a trunk full of automatic weapons.
Cool.
Because they're going to fuck up some witches.
Yeah.
And then on the way there, obviously things don't go well. They run into superpowered possessed Jesse. He fucks their shit up.
Yeah.
Then
you can just use a gun on demons,
are you
right?
stupid? What are you gonna do? Shoot the ghosts?
I know.
Have you not seen Paranormal Activities 1 through 4?
Apparently not.
But who makes it to the house at the end? Is it just Hector, or is it Hector and the female friend?
Yeah, it's Marisol is her name.
Marisol.
Yeah. They get there, and I think a couple other people get there too. Yeah, Arturo and Santo.
Oh, so they get there too.
Yeah, in the garden, there's a bunch of Coven members. They rush into attack, and Arturo's shooting at them.
Yeah.
But we don't know. I don't think we actually see what happens to Arturo, but Santo is killed and Marisol's killed. And then it's just Hector running around and being chased by Jesse, who is like fully possessed. And
also elderly women.
And scary. Behold, the ravages of age.
Welcome back to the Simpsons Quote Podcast Hour.
Oh, hey, we're back here in the studio. Let's another tradition we have here is let's see. Can Ben name an obscure Simpsons character? Give me a tough one. Who's on there? I know who Sideshow Mel is. I know who Lunch Lady Doris is.
Yeah,
let's give me somebody. Somebody that you're like, who's that?
Any true blue Simpsons fan would know who these people are, but it's just kind of nice to go over and see some of your...
No, I'm serious. Like, give me one where you're like, I don't know that character's name.
I know all of these people.
You don't know all their names.
I know. Well, maybe not all their names. Okay, what's that woman's name?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, no. Okay, I don't know what her name is, but I know that she is the dog trainer in the early episode Dog of Death, where the dog is, she's the dog trainer. Okay. Then now that is content. Pointing at a poster you can't see and naming characters and failing to name a character, but knowing that vaguely what they did.
If David Blaine was here, he could we would look back at the poster and there'd be like a Simpsons version of us there. We'd be like, well, how did you do that? And then we look back and he's like, I don't know, skewering his eye.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I really hope David is listening.
Me too.
Yeah. Mr. Blaine, come on the pod.
Mr. Blaine.
Do silent pod. Do silent magic.
It's not silent. It's like blind because the audience can't see it.
You're right. It wouldn't be silent.
It could be silent too. I don't know. Maybe he needs to focus.
Yeah.
But the big, exciting twist.
Huge twist. And you know what?
It's not really a twist.
I just want to say, like... I don't know if I don't think it's like a great movie or maybe even a good movie, but compared to 4 and even though I liked 3, like just when you watch like 1, 2, 3, and 4 over a few weeks or whatever, like they're very, very similar. The characters are very similar. The scares are very similar. It's a formula that really wears you down. Like by the time we're watching 4, it's like, okay, like I've seen pretty much what I know what they're going to do, right? I know the door is going to do this, and I know that someone's going to get flung over there or whatever, right? And so this really was like a welcome change of pace. And that's maybe the nicest thing I could say about it. It's like it's refreshing, right? Even if it is pretty much essentially the same basic thing. However, there is a twist. Yeah. I mean, sorry, I gestured to you like,
go on,
but I'm the one who has the Wikipedia page open.
Look, I don't know. So the witchy coven shit also somehow involves the space-time continuum.
Yes, that symbol and can open a portal transport you to unholy places, they say.
Right. So in this instance, he's running through the house. He somehow winds up in the house.
Yep.
Get ready for this. The Sloat homestead from Paranormal Activity 1.
Yeah. He's in like a room with a couple of doors. One of them is a very scary marked door that has
one doorknob in the center. Can't trust doors like that. Hobbit doors.
Yeah.
Fuck hobbits.
Yeah, terrible. Yeah, that's another thing too.
Elijah Wood, if you're listening.
Elijah Wood, if you're listening, please come on the pod. But no real life hobbits, please.
No.
Yeah. Unless they have that pipe weed they smoke. Remember, is that what they call it? Do they call it pipe weed?
I don't know.
There's something they smoke, right?
That they're always smoking.
They're always smoking, but they have a name for it. It's not tobacco. They call it they call it pipe weed?
Maybe.
I always thought it was funny because it's like, like Mary and Pippin are always like puffing on the pipe weed. And they always seem a little high, right?
They definitely toke up. But
pipe weed, LOTR.
He goes through
it's called pipe weed.
There you go.
Dude, is it psychoactive? Oh, never mind. It's like tobacco.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what they want you to think.
Yeah.
He goes through this door, winds up in the Sloat house on the fateful night where he runs into possessed Katie.
Yep.
God, these movies like really let that actor eat.
Well, yeah, now that we know that the genius behind the continuation of the franchise, and I say genius
really liberally.
Mr. Christopher Landon, the reason we must have, I'm sure we noticed this before, but like 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all written by him. So of course he's going to tie it all together because he's like, it's his baby, right?
But he's working really hard to tie it to Oren Pele's original blueprint.
Yep.
When I say blueprint, I'm sure there was no roadmap for this whatsoever.
No. They made sequels because they wanted to make money. Yeah. If I can do my Kevin O'Leary for a second. A great Canadian businessman and failed conservative candidate.
And another person who avoided jail time.
Yes.
Or his wife avoided
that's
jail
right.
time.
So this is a great excuse to tell you, of course, he was involved in a boating accident where he said his wife was driving the boat at night and on Lake Joe in Muskoka, where a lot of rich people have cottages and so on. And it crashed into another boat and it killed 2 people. It's really tragic, right? I don't know what the story is. It's very possible that she could have been driving, but I was joking with a friend that it must have been him, right? Because he's like such a bad guy, and it's so easy to just be like, "Oh yeah, he's an evil guy. Of course he did it." And I wanted to make a made-for-TV special or whatever, or like one of those made-for-TV true crime things, right. And it's called "Homicidal Boat Maniac: The Kevin O'Leary Story." And then maybe because I assume. What with him being wealthy and like a complete asshole, right? I'm sure he's got like a bit of a litigious kind of, temperament. So I probably couldn't do that. So maybe Homicidal Boat Maniac, though, great title, right?
That was a great
What do you
title.
think? And the idea is like it's like a slasher, but the killer is on a boat in the middle of the lake, and as long as you like get out of the lake, you're fine because he has to stay in the boat. But people will keep ending up in the lake for various reasons. Like, I dropped my cell phone, they're like,
I got to go back.
We left the water weenies in the lake, man.
You can't go in there.
Homicidal Boat Maniac. But then Homicidal Boat Maniac, the Kevin O'Leary story, really has a good ring to it, right?
It does. And, call a spade. I'm all for, being direct.
Yes, don't sue us. It's not worth it. We're just joking. This is just parody, satire.
Nothing I say is true.
I'm sure your wife did it. Whatever, we believe you.
But it's almost like even more, diabolical Kevin O'Leary that he would try to pin it on his wife.
Yeah.
Like get out of himself.
God. I mean, who knows, right?
My wife was driving.
Oh, it wasn't me. It was my wife. Yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh,
Put
Kevin
her
O'Leary.
in prison.
Right, yeah. Like, sometimes a sequel is made because there is something interesting to be done.
Mm-hmm.
There's some great idea or whatever. And that's very rare. Most of the time it's for money. And as Kevin O'Leary says, it's all about the money. You know, he does that like it's when he was on Dragon's Den and then upgraded to the American Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He truly is a real, and I don't say this word lightly, slime ball.
That's what he's going to take offense to. He's going to sue us.
He called me a slime ball?
He called me a slime ball? What about the Homicidal Boat Maniac stuff? Yeah, that too.
No, fuck that guy. Kevin O'Leary, if you're listening, I'd love to have you on the pod.
No, you're banned from the pod.
He's also...
No. Kevin O'Leary can come on the pod as long as we can tell him...
that he's a homicidal
as
boat
long as we can
maniac.
run him through the script for Homicidal Boat Maniac.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he'd produce it.
The Kevin O'Leary story.
Yeah. Let's get Rob Herjavec on and pitch it to him.
Yeah.
He was the other Canadian guy who made it to Shark Tank.
Yeah. He's kind of handsome, right? He's like well dressed. He's that guy, right? He's got the blue eyes. Is he that guy? And he's like, yeah.
He kind of has a
He's got the nice suits. Yeah. He is. I'm sure. Just about as evil as Kevin O'Leary, secretly, but he
comes across as nicer.
Yeah, he has a veneer of like a cool, hip substitute teacher kind of guy.
I'd fuck him.
Yeah, I would too.
I'd suck his...
Robert, if you're listening, come on the pod.
We'll fuck you.
We'll fuck you.
We'll show you the best goddamn time you've ever goddamn
We can fuck you. You can fuck us. It'll be fine.
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
We'll have a great time. Anyway. Yeah, he goes through the portal. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. This is great. You know, it's like, you know, what do you do? You know, I don't want to ruin anybody's like idea of like who Alex and I are. You know, if you're actually listening to this show, right, and you've listened for a couple episodes now, and you already have this idea of who we might be and so on, you think we're cool dudes.
Oh my God.
We're 32 years old.
No one had that perception, I don't think.
We're 32
And if you did,
old.
shame on you.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Shame on you. But at the same time...
In fact, if you are listening to this and you don't personally know us and have heard from us about the podcast, if you just like stumbled upon this, fuck you. No, wait.
Tell your friends.
No. I'm sorry. I meant to say...
We love you.
We love you. Yeah. And thank you so much for listening to us. Yeah. Anyway, he goes through the portal and he's back in time.
He sees Spooky Katie. She starts screaming. Mika comes down, sees a time traveling 18-year-old Latin boy.
Latin boy.
He freaks. So Mika starts attacking Hector, thinking he's an intruder. Katie, in a weird roundabout way, rescues Hector and stabs Mika to death.
I mean, Hector is dead, though, right?
No, Hector's alive. Because then Hector turns to run away from the scene, and he gets attacked by...
Jesse attacks him.
Morbius Jesse.
So,
and
presumably, he's dead.
He's dead, too. But then, like, you know, the first movie ended with, like, the body of Mika Sloat, but they don't mention anything about Jesse's body.
No, it's just over.
Jesse's body has got it going on.
Yeah. I wish I had Jesse's body. So fucking dumb.
Actually, I've been learning The Passenger by Iggy Pop on guitar. And we're going to drop a sweet parody that's all about Kim Basinger.
Yeah. Okay. It goes, I am Kim Basinger, and I act, and I act. And then it's like, I was married to Alec Baldwin before he killed anyone. Fuck, I fucked it up. Listen, we'll come back to you in a few months. We'll have it kind of down pat. We'll know what I acted in The Getaway, starring my husband at the time, Alec Baldwin. Yeah, well, we're going to work on it. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, no, wait, what was it? It's like... I was in L.A. Confidential.
Yeah. The treatment I got was preferential.
Yeah, right. My acting is influential.
Yes,
I don't know if it is, but Kim, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the pod. We'd love to have you on the pod. We'd love to hear all the Alec Baldwin stories that I'm sure you have many of. And
air out all your dirty Baldwin laundry.
Yeah, dirty Baldwin laundry. Yuck.
Which Baldwin brother has the dirtiest laundry?
Well, I mean,
Steven.
Yeah.
Alex is covered in blood.
Dirty laundry in the metaphorical sense, it must be Alec, because he's done something just terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alec, we're not judge, jury, and executioner here. We don't know what happened, but you're certainly at fault. not just as an actor, but as producer of the film, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you were just acting, there are many people who failed that day, but you are chief among them, and you should feel bad. And if you're listening, we'd love to have you in the pod. We'll reunite you with Kim Basinger, and
yeah, she'll be here.
And Woody Allen, maybe? I don't know.
I would love to host a reunion between Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger and feed them both air-fried chicken wings.
Yes. Alex made me air-fried chicken wings, and they were really good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And a variety of different sauces that I could toss the wings in. Mm-hmm. They're really, really tasty.
Honestly, air fryers, I know you can use them for all sorts of things, but chicken wings are the only thing that's worthwhile. It's
the wing machine. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, I think that's pretty much what we got to say, right?
Yeah. Marked ones, I'm sure if you looked at like the Metacritic or the Rotten Tomatoes scores, it's probably like a decline, but I think that's, not really giving marked ones its due.
It's better than 4.
I think it's more enjoyable to watch than 4.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good movie.
No.
But it's fun, which is something that a lot of those Paranormal Activity sequels were not.
No. No.
And even 3, like as you said, like some cool, new tricks and whatnot, but it wasn't as fun as this. Like
no, this has more of like, it's a little schlockier maybe, mm-hmm. and like there's a little bit more. There's more violence and there's a little bit of sexy stuff in it. Sexy stuff. I'm a 32-year-old man. There's a little
Shame on you.
There's a little bit of sexy stuff in this one. And it just feels a little bit scarier, I guess. It's not actually scarier than any of the other movies really, but it has a little bit more kind of typical horror fun in it, I guess.
Which is a weird thing to like say as like a pro, you know what I mean? But I guess because that's because the original conceit worked as well as it did.
Yeah.
And then they like, beat the dead horse for 3 movies.
Yes.
And now for them to actually revert to a more typical horror film vibe, it almost feels novel.
Yes, I agree. And I think also something that's really exciting is that we made it through 1 through 4. We didn't hate the marked ones. Mm-hmm. It was an easy movie to watch. Where are we now, baby? We're going to the ghost dimension.
And like, not nearly as like dreading it as I thought I would be.
No. If anything, the marked ones kind of reinvigorated us.
Yeah,
because it was not the exact same movie.
Seriously,
for the 5th time.
Like. If they kind of go down this route of a bit more schlock.
Well, I try not to read ahead, but I believe the Ghost Dimension, which, as we mentioned earlier, came out in 3D, which we are unfortunately
is the Ghost Dimension.
Not going to be. I imagine, yeah.
The third dimension.
The third dimension is the Ghost Dimension.
Is the Ghost Dimension.
Yes, of course. I think it might be about a camera that can film ghosts, which is great, right? Yeah. I mean, come on, that's great.
That's awesome.
Ghost camera. I need to return this camera. It does not capture people. It only captures ghosts.
That's what the subtitle should have been.
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity, ghost camera.
Ghost
camera.
Ghost. You have to say it like Lugosi, yeah.
That makes sense.
Ghosty.
Oh.
Bela Lugosi's dead. Oh, yeah, that's another one, too, right? Where he's like, you know that song. We all love that song, right? Bela Lugosi's dead, right?
No.
The Bauhaus. You've heard that song.
Well, maybe.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, you know, Bela Lugosi's dead. I'm not going to do the fucking song. I'm dead. But it's him singing it like, I'm dead.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame that he never actually played a ghost character.
Bela Lugosi, listen, here's the thing. I am not an expert in like
anything?
30s. Yeah, well, true. In anything. But in 30s, 40s horror, like not as much. But Bela Lugosi was in a lot of movies, and I'm sure there's a time when he's played a ghost. There's got to be a time where he's played a ghost.
I hope so.
If you're out there, and now that we're just on the subject, and this will be the last thing we say, we're wrapping it up. If you want to see a really good movie with Bela Lugosi in it that isn't Dracula, right? You got to see The Black Cat, which is also a Universal horror movie that came out, I think maybe in 1934, so it's like a few years after Dracula. And it has Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff in it. And it is a beautiful movie. I think it's Edgar G. Ulmer, the Poverty Road director, who made it. And it's not only is it like a really beautifully made movie, it's genuinely scary.
Oh, cool!
Like for it's disturbing. It's disturbing.
I'll check it out.
You should.
What's it on?
It's on the Criterion Channel.
Oh, very
I think.
good.
Yeah,
very
I'm
good.
pretty sure they have it right now as part of their like Universal horror thing. They have like, you know, they have all the big ones like all the monsters, and then they have that. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check it. I
Have
thought
you
you were
ever
gonna
seen Creature from the Black Lagoon?
No.
Maybe I'll bring that on for the movie marathon because it's really it's great. It's great.
We had like a teacher in grade 4 or 5 who around Halloween like showed us a bunch of these old movies, and that might have been one of them. But I know we definitely watched The Old Mummy, Old Dracula. But I thought when you were gonna say, Bella, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the pod.
Bella, yeah, I had another.
The ghost of Bela Lugosi.
That would be a huge get for us. That would really put us on the map, you know.
Communicate via Ouija board.
Yeah.
Or Simon Says.
Well, I told you about that other idea for a travel show in Italy, right? With Bela Tarr, the filmmaker Bela Tarr, who is alive, and Bela Lugosi, who's dead, and he's this ghost. And they travel around Italy, and they're eating food, and it's called Ciao Bellas.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. Do you hear that? Do you hear that, listener? It's a good idea.
Bela Tarr, if you're listening.
Bella, if you're listening, I don't think you would want to spend time with us. We're goofs. Oh, but we did go see Werkmeister Harmonies in the theater.
And
like
loved it.
Good little boys.
Yeah.
Will you come be on our podcast?
But there is one thing we didn't mention is like there's a scene that we thought was like pretty cool where they're all playing with a Simon Says machine. You know, the old thing where you have to like a color lights up and then you have to press the colors in the same order, and then the spooky demon starts communicating with them through that.
Yes. Green for yes and red for no.
Yeah, and we were like, oh, that's kind of cool. And, you know, as is tradition in these films, they take a cool idea and reuse it about 16 more times.
It's the Xbox Kinect of this movie.
Yeah, around the, like, both centered around, like, games.
Yeah.
But, yeah, around the 16th time, you're just like, just shut up and, like, communicate to them directly.
Yeah.
There's also a scene when Jesse's kind of going demon mode, where he pulls like a long strand of hair out of his eye.
Oh yeah.
And the whole like pulling long strands of hair, like that's kind of like a horror thing these days. Like I've seen that in a bunch of movies. Like
it's also I mean
it's
like
creepy.
It's like J-horror sort of adjacent, right?
Yeah,
or like,
yeah.
It's kind of like Grudge sort of thing. Grudgy kind of.
It happens in I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House by Oz Perkins.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think I
never saw that.
It's okay. He has better movies.
Yeah.
But it also happens, I don't know. I'm sure it happens in a bunch of movies.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's
hair is creepy.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing. It's the trailer moment. Like I remember it came up and I was like, oh, I think I remember that from the trailer.
Did you see the trailer in theaters?
I don't know. For this movie?
Yeah.
Or, it must have been, or maybe online. I don't know. Probably saw it in theaters. Like,
because I swear, like, I mean, I can't really remember the marketing campaigns. Because, you know, in the first episode, we spoke about how the marketing campaign for one was so good.
Yes.
Better than the movie. Better than better than a lot of these movies.
Alex works in marketing. That's why he's saying.
I work in advertising. It's
or in advertising.
God tier campaign.
Yeah, it is.
But I don't remember really the ad campaigns. Definitely not for like marked ones or Ghost Dimension. Do you know what I mean? Like
sorry. I remember
my ears.
Yeah. I definitely remember this trailer. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I don't really remember much about 0234 or whatever, but I remember the trailer for this one because, it was like, it's different. Yeah, we did something different.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, but Ghost Dimension, I don't know. I mean, when did Ghost Dimension is like 2015 or 16, right?
That was like the height of the 3D thing.
Yeah, was it? I don't know. I don't remember. It must have been, right? Because like
everything was coming out
2009, and that's kind of ushering it in, and then by the mid 2000s, like most theaters, like we're in Canada, right? So Cineplex has this monopoly stranglehold on film distribution here, and by the mid 2010s. To mid to late 2010s, like pretty much every Cineplex was 3D capable and pumping out not only movies that were intended to be seen in 3D, but also movies that were post-converted into 3D.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like I think I saw that like the Clash of the Titans remake in 3D.
Oh baby.
And it was just like, it just looked like shit.
Yeah.
It was like sludge.
It like darkened the screen.
Yeah, it was so bad.
That. And if it wasn't shot with that in mind, it would be a garbled mess.
Yeah.
That was a weird time. Like Judd Apatow movies would come out in 3D and stuff like.
No,
they didn't. But like it was almost on that level.
This is 4D 3D. This is 4D, the 4T DX experience.
Where you can smell Paul Rudd's farts.
Face. Oh, that sounds kind of like a good idea.
Paul Rudd, if you're listening, come on the pod, fart in our face.
Yeah, Paul Rudd, you're welcome on the pod. But if you would like to send us like a jar of your fart,
we'll cherish it.
We'll open it on the pod, and you'll get our live reaction. Live reaction to Paul Fart's Rudd. Paul Fart, if you're listening, send us a jar of your Rudd, and we'll open up the Rudd, and we'll get live Rudd reaction to Paul Fart's Rudd.
I love Rudd.
Okay, I think this is a good sign that we should stop.
Yeah, for sure. Next time. It's the moment you've all been waiting for.
Yep.
Ghost Dimension.
One-way ticket to the Ghost Dimension.
Never coming back.
This will be the last episode of the podcast. We'll try to podcast from the Ghost Dimension, but I don't know if we're going to be able to come back. So
no promises.
No. We'll see you then, and may God have mercy on us all.
Godspeed.